Hello dear students and welcome once more to the GCE Math panel online. In this particular paper we are looking at the correction of Mathematics O level 570 paper 1 June. So the first thing I would like to reiterate here is that when you get your question paper, don't forget to fill June 2021 paper 1.
Please get to our blog and join us for this serious full-time preparation online for the GCE. This is what we do every year and don't be an exception. Share this information with all of your friends, that together we may put hands on deck and make our world a world of mathematics, the citadel of maths.
So we begin, guys, with this first question. Given the set of real numbers R, the identity element for multiplication is... The identity element is that number that when you multiply with any other number, it leaves the number unchanged. And the multiplicative identity element in R is 1. Any number multiplied by 1 leaves that number unchanged. A times 1 is equal to A. So it therefore means the identity element here is 1. The key is A. The highest common factor of 21 and 36 is... So this is the factor that when we divide both 21 and 36 by it, there is no remainder. It is also called the greatest common divisor, or the GCD. So the highest common factor of 21 and 36 is, so you have 21 and 36. We rule those lines. Then we divide. When we divide, you have for 21 and 36, the common factor is 3. 21 divided by 3 gives us a factor which is equal to 7. Then we have 36 divided by 3, which gives us 12. There is no other common factor, so the highest common factor here is 3. Our key is 3. The HCF of 21 and 36 is 3. Simplify. Normally here, the knowledge of both mass is required. So we start with the division. We will have 1 over 4 now times the reciprocal of this. The reciprocal of 3 on 5 is 5 on 3. The reciprocal means that you should turn it upside down, as students always say in my class. That's the reciprocal. So when we do this, we'll have 5 on 12. Now we take this 5 on 12 and replace it at this same position where we took it, because we have replaced these two numbers by this 5 on 12. So we'll now have 2 on 3 plus 5 on 12. And the LCM of this is 12, right? Since the LCM is 12, now we are going to say 12 divided by 3. That gives us 4 times 2, 8. 8 plus 12 divided by 12, 1 times 5, 5. So this is going to give us 11 on 12. Our key here is B. Make sure you watch this video to the end. Make sure you watch it to the end, and don't forget to subscribe. I repeat, don't forget to subscribe, so that you encourage our panel members and those who are producing these videos to help you out there to excel in mathematics. Thank you so much as you subscribe. So our key here is C. That gives us 13 on 12. Question 4. Subtracting 1.9705 from 5 gives this equation of English language. Subtracting form means 5 minus this number. Just punch your calculator, right? Just punch the stuff on your calculator, and this will give us 5 minus 1.9705, and that equals 3.0295. Our key is B. Please don't forget to subscribe and to share this video and leave your comments. Share it to all WhatsApp and Facebook groups, so you can help suffering students out there who don't know how to get materials to help them. Don't forget to watch out for paper 2. Now the fraction 4 on 5 is equivalent to... An equivalence fraction represents same quantity as another given fraction. In fact, when we simplify one, we have the other. So if we simplify one fraction, we have the other, then they are equivalent fractions. So when we simplify all of this, the only one that will simplify to have 4 on 5 is 24 on 30, which gives us 4 on 5. So our key here is D. Don't do maggot bust the calabash. Don't. Study, solve, and make it flying colors. Math is the cheapest subject. If I'm lying, change my name. Question 6, 0.00746 correct to 2 decimal places is. So the digit at the second decimal place is the 0 before 7. So this the second decimal place occurs here at this 0 before 7. However, this 7 after this point, this position is going to affect this 0 because it's greater than 5. So we have, this is the number that we have, 0.0. This is the first decimal place, but at the second decimal place we are supposed to write 0, but we round up this 7 to 1 and add it here. So that gives us 0.01 to 2 decimal places. Our key is C. So we have 2016 or 2015, from 2014 even to 2020. You can watch those videos. Some of the corrections are online, and we have sample papers and corrections which you can get. Those parts are free for you students and to help you. Expressing this in standard form gives. So this is a product of standard forms. So to write this in standard form, we can separately multiply the 3 and 2, and separately multiply 10 to the power minus 5 and 10 to the power 7. So this will give us 3 times 2 for the first bracket, and the second bracket you have 10 to the power minus 5 times 10 to the power 7. But that since the bases are the same from the law of indices, you can add the powers. So this will give us 6 times 10 to the power 2. But in standard form I should write as 6.0, where this number for the decimal points should be from 1 to 9. So it can be 1.0, 2.0, 2 point anything. But after the first digit here, a decimal point must follow for this number to be in standard form. Whatever, but this number here should not be 0. The first number here should not be 0, and the highest value should be 9. And after the first digit, we must put a decimal point, and any other thing can follow, times 10 to the power 2. Our key here is A. Given that 1 euro is 650 francs, then 65,000 francs in euros gives. So we just divide 65,000 francs by 650 now. So when we divide that, we are going to have 100 euros. Money is good, oh. Money is good. Question 9. That's C, 100 euros. Question 9. In a test of 75 marks, a candidate scored 60 marks. The candidate's percentage score is 60 divided by 75 expressed as a percentage. So we say the candidate scores 60 out of 75 times 100%, and that will give us, when we cancel out, it gives us 80%. Our key here is C. There are 180 girls in a mixed school. If the ratio of boys to girls, or if the ratio of girls to boys, is 4:3, then the total number of students in the school is. So let the total number of students be X. In this case, the sum of ratio will be 4 plus 3. Therefore, for the number of girls, for the girls, we have 4 out of 7 times this X. It is giving us 180 now. Because they say that we have a total of 180 girls in that school. If the total number of students is X, then we have 4 over 7 of this X gives us 180. So from here we can solve for X. X is equal to 315. There are other ways to solve this particular problem. Go to our blog, gcemathpanel.com, and look at the lessons. You will see the shortcuts we have given to solve this. We currently have so many of these past questions like this video form that we teach you the same concepts. The concepts do not change every year. If you follow those videos and you resolve them, you will have an A+. I'm telling you, even if you have never passed maths rather, you will have an A. Math is not difficult. If you think that math is difficult, then you can send me money through Momo. So our key here is 315. Two sets S and T are defined as follows. S has elements A, B, and T has elements C, D. The relation that best describes the sets S and T are, you see that the sets S and T do not have any elements in common now, so they are disjoint sets. So S intersection T should be equal to an empty set, and this is the only thing that satisfies. This is how you write an empty set. or we write the curling brackets without putting anything inside, or we write this one like this without putting anything inside the brackets. So the two sets have nothing in common. So x intersection t is equal to an empty set like this, or you write the empty set like this. You write a 0 and cross it. 12. The shaded region represented in the Venn diagram in figure 1 is, so this is the region P intersection Q. P intersection Q prime. That is P intersection, the intersection of the region outside Q. That's the meaning of Q prime. So this gives us P intersection Q prime. A. The truth value of P and Q is true when P and Q, when it's pointing up like that, we read this as and it's when it's pointing down, we call it or union. So P and Q is true only when both are true. So when P is true and Q is true, that's the only time that the and statement is, or the and logic is true. So true is true when the two are true, both true. 14. The image of -3 under the function that is, image of -3 just means f of -3. So f of -3 is equal to 7 minus -3. That gives us 10. So our key here is C. Given the Cartesian product P cross Q is equal to that, then the set Q is, for the Cartesian product, it is the set of ordered pairs in which the first element comes from the first set and the second element from the second set. So since Q is the second set, let's look at all of the second elements. The second elements here, you have 3, you have 5, you have 3, you have 5. But since it's a set, you cannot repeat it. So Q is the set 3, 5. So Q has elements 3 and 5. Our key here is B. 16. The functions f and g are defined on the set of real numbers by f is such that x is mapped onto x plus 2 and g is such that x is mapped onto 1 minus 4x. Find the composite function f of g of x. So f of g of x is a composite function and is obtained by substituting the second function in the first. The second function is this second one that we call f of g. G is the second one. So we look for this second function which has replaced x in that f of x, and we substitute in the function f. So these are g of x. We carry it, and wherever we see x here, we replace it by g of x. So the composite function will be equal to g of x plus 2. We have replaced this x here by g of x. That will give us 3 minus 4x. C is the key. 3 minus 4x. We would like to thank our team over there in the US and in Canada who are assisting us with this work. And we pray that you subscribe to as well and get past questions and pass your exams to encourage us. Thank you so much. Question 17. A triangle in which no two sides are equal is, when no two sides are equal in a triangle, we say the triangle is scalene. A scalene triangle. Some people say scalene. No problem. Scalene triangle. No side is equal. There is no scale. The number of edges of a square base pyramid is, for any pyramid, the number of edges is the number of faces on the ground times 2. So if it's a square base, then it has 4 edges. Total number of edges should be equal to 8. Let me draw a square base pyramid and you see. This is a square base pyramid. Next line. We rule this other line. And this is a square base pyramid. Now you can see the edges. You have this line 1, 2, 3, 4. The base has 4 lines, and then the sides 1, 2, 3, and 4. So how many edges are there altogether? 4 plus 4, 8. If there are 5 faces, then we equally have 5 corners. For a square base pyramid, you have how many faces? we have 5 faces and 4 corners, or 5 corners rather. We have 5 faces and 5 corners. So these are the faces at this plane sides. The corners are these endpoints. These endpoints. 5 faces and 5 corners. The quadrilateral, which has 4 lines of symmetry, is line of symmetry is when you divide something into 2 and the 2 halves are mirror images. It means that you can fold to one side and it lies exactly on the other. So only a square has that property. Look at this square, for example. It has lines of symmetry 1, 2. This is another line of symmetry 3, and 4. These are 4 lines of symmetry that it has. So a square has 4 lines of symmetry, but these other ones do not have 4 lines of symmetry. They have 2. Some even had like kites. Kites just has just 1. 20. In figure 2, the center of the circle is O. The angle marked X is. Normally, from circle theorems, any line that passes through the center of the circle is a diameter, and any angle subtended by a diameter is 90 degrees. So it therefore means that this angle here is 90 degrees, and the sum of these other two is 90 degrees. Therefore, this is a right angle triangle. And if this side is 42 degrees, then this other side should be 90 minus 42 degrees, and that gives us a value of 48 degrees D. (21) In figure 3, the size of the angle B in degrees is. Note that this angle here is the same as this other angle that is here. The sum of this angle and this angle should give us 180 degrees. So angle B should be 180 degrees minus 54, because the two sum up to 180 degrees. And when we do this subtraction, that gives us B to be 126 degrees. Our key is B. (22) The diameter of a circle is 14 centimeters. The area of the circle in terms of pi is. Area of circle is pi radius squared now. The diameter is 14, then the radius is 7. 7 times 7 is 49. 49 times pi, 49 pi. So the area of a circle is pi radius squared, which is 49 pi. Or you can take pi times diameter squared on 4, and that will give us the same result. But if you are not sure of the second formula, first of all get the radius and then multiply by pi. So we have 49 pi squared centimeters D. 23. The total surface area of a cube of side 8 centimeters is. So if a cube has sides 8 centimeters, the total surface area. Note that the cube has 6 faces, and all those faces have identical areas. The areas are the same. So you just get the area of one face and multiply by 6. If you don't know what is a cube, just think about that Maggi cube that has all the faces the same. The faces are 6 in number, not 8. They are 6 in number. So we have 8 times 8 times 6. That gives us 384. 384. Some people multiply by 8 and they will see their result here also. The area of a square is 144 square centimeters. The length of each side is. Note that for a square, the length of one side is equal to the square root of the area. So the length of one side is equal to the square root of the area, because area is given by side times side. Therefore, the length of one side is the square root of area, and this gives us 12. Our key here is A. 25. The coordinates of the point where the line 2y equals x plus 3 cuts the y-axis is. What are the coordinates? What do we mean by something cutting the y-axis? Something only cuts the y-axis when x is 0, because along the y-axis, x is always equal to 0. So we just have to say when x is equal to 0 and we fit it inside this equation, we'll have 2y to be equal to 0 plus 3, and y will be equal to 3 on 2. So it cuts the y-axis at the point where x is 0 and y is 3 on 2. What's 3 on 2? 1.5. Don't forget to subscribe. We have come to half of this paper, the first 25 questions. Don't forget to subscribe and to share this video. If you love the GCE Math panel, give us a thumbs up and share this video. Leave your comments too. Thank you. Two lines are parallel if the only condition for two lines to be parallel is that they have the same gradient. So the condition for parallelism is same gradient. They must have the same gradient, C. For perpendicularity, the product of their gradient should be equal to -1. That means when you multiply the gradient of one by the other, it should be equal to -1. The midpoint of the line that passes through the points that and that is, midpoint just means the average of the corresponding entries. Take average of x values, take average of y values. So the midpoint is given by -6 plus 2 on 2, comma 7 plus 1 on 2. And when we simplify that, we are going to have m into -2 plus 4. -2 plus 4. B. Question 28. The equation of the line with gradient 2 passing through the point 4, 3 is. The equation of the line with gradient 2 passing through the point 4, 3 is. So when an equation has gradient m and passes through the point AB, the equation of that line is given by m into x minus a plus b. So we have y is equal to gradient m into x minus a. A here is 4 plus b, which is 3. We can simplify that. We have y is equal to 2x minus 5 when we expand, and we have y minus 2x plus 5 equals 0 in this form. This form ax plus by plus c equals 0. So our key here is D. Question 29. The number of arcs in the network shown in figure 4 is. What is an arc? Arc just means the number of lines, and you know the number of lines from one endpoint to another. So you just count the number of lines that are linking the points. So there are 5 lines. You have this line 1, this one 2, this one 3, this one 4, and this other one 5. So there are 5 lines. These lines are called arcs. 30. Given the expression y plus 4x minus 8, the coefficient of y is. Coefficient of y just means how many y now? They have just using y there, so it's 1 y. The coefficient of y is 1. A key is C. 31. Given that p is 3 and q is 2, the value of p squared minus 2q is. This is just the numerical value of an expression. So we have p, which is 3, that is 3 squared minus 2 times 2. That gives us 5, which is 9 minus 4, 5. So our key here is A. The solution of the inequality 9 minus x is strictly greater than 2x is. So we solve this inequality. We bring like terms together. First of all, we will have minus 3x to be strictly greater than minus 9. So here we are going to have, alright, in this question you have 9 minus x is strictly greater than 2. So we have, alright, there's an adjustment for this question. So we have minus 3x is strictly greater than minus 9, and therefore x will be strictly less than 3. Strictly less than 3. Okay, the minus is missing here. Note that when you divide both sides of an inequality by a negative number, the sign reverses. Here it is minus 9. Please take note. It is minus 9 that is here. Take note. So our key here is A. Simplifying x over 2 minus x on 3 gives, just look for the LCM, which is 6. So we have x over 2 minus x on 3. We look for the LCM down here, which is 6. 6 divided by 2 gives us 3 times x, 3x. And 6 divided by 3 gives us 2 times x, 2x. So that gives us x on 6. Our key is C. 34. Given that 3 to the power x equals 3 to the power minus 5, the value of x is, here, dear students, the bases are the same. Since the bases are the same, we just equate the powers. Therefore, x is equal to minus 5. There is no need to stress ourselves here. X equals minus 5. Then 35, v squared minus u squared equals, v squared equals u squared minus 4ax. Expressing s in terms of v, u, and a gives. So this question, in this question, we are making s the subject of the formula. So the first thing that will disturb us here is this u squared. So we can actually just decide we bring 4as to the left hand side and carry v squared to the right hand side. Normally, in the mathematics language, you say we add 4as on both sides and subtract v squared on both sides, but I'm using the normal one that I like to use in class. So this will give us 4as to be equal to, when you bring it this way, u squared minus v squared. We now divide all through or both sides by 4a. So s will be equal to u squared minus v squared, all that on 4a's. And our key here is b. Our key here is b. The next term in the sequence 3, 5, 8, 12 is, you have to open your mathematics eyes and look at this thing very well. So you observe that they first of all added 2 to get to 5. From 5 to 8 they added 3. Now from 8 to 12 they have added 4. So to have the next one they should add 5. So they added 5. So 12 plus 5 gives us 17. So the next term is 17. 37. The sum of the first n terms of a sequence is given by Sn equals n squared minus 2n. What is the first term? Here they have not given us the formula for the nth term. They have rather given us the formula for the sum of the first n terms. And we know that the first term is the same as the sum of the first one term. Or this one is bad language, but let us put it like that so you understand. So the sum of the first term is the same as S1. So the first term will just be equal to, when s is equal to 1, and that will give us s1 to be equal to 1 squared minus 2 times 1. That gives us negative 1. So our key here is negative 1. C. If they give it like this and ask instead for the second term, then the second term will be given by s2 minus s1. That's the sum of the first two terms minus the sum of the first one term. First one term is bad English, as I've said before. Or minus the sum of the first term. Note that s1 is just the first term, not the sum of the first one term, because it will not make sense. Alright, 38 x squared plus 2x minus 1 is divided by x minus 1. The remainder is, to get the remainder, we equate x minus 1 to 0. This is under polynomials, and we substitute x by 1, or replace x by 1 in that equation. So this will give us a remainder to be equal to 1 squared plus 2 times 1 minus 1, and that is equal to 1 plus 2 minus 1, which is 2. Our key is A. 39. The sum of the interior angles of a right angle triangle is, the sum of the interior angles of a right angle triangle is, for any right angle triangle, the sum of the interior angles is 180 degrees. It's always equal to 180 degrees. 40. If sine theta is equal to a half, where theta is an acute angle, that's an angle less than 90, then the value of theta in degrees is, you already know the answer now. Sine theta is 0.5, therefore theta must be 30 degrees. To get this, on your calculator, you can press a 0.5 second function sine if you're using purple. If you're using the other ones, you can press shift sine and then enter 0.5. Shift sine 0.5 will give you 30 degrees. Make sure your calculator is in degrees. So if you're not seeing a small DEG on your purple calculator, it means you are not in degrees. If you see rat, press a certain key until it changes to DEG degrees. Don't use a calculator when it's in radians. You will see a rat up there. It means you're working in radians. Be careful with friends who beg the calculators. The point Q is on a bearing of 050 from the point P. The bearing of P from Q is, so bearing of P from Q will be 130 degrees. So let me draw this. So you have the point P and the point Q, and you are being told that Q is on a bearing of 50 degrees. This is a 50 degrees. P is on, or Q is on a bearing of 50 degrees from P. So they want us now to give the bearing of P from Q instead. So what will be the bearing? So this is the bearing. The bearing will be given by this. We know that bearing, for bearing, we get it clockwise. So this bearing will be 100, this line, that is from here to here, and then plus this small angle. Note that this angle here, since this is a Z line, you can see now this is a Z line, or this is a transversal of two parallel lines, because this north line is parallel to this north line, and therefore this line is a transversal. Therefore this angle 50 degrees here must be equal to this angle. This angle is also 50 degrees, and that's what we have. Therefore the bearing of P from this point, from this point to be this 180 degrees plus this 50 degrees. So this angle is 130. So our bearing will be 180 plus 50. That gives us 230. Our key here is B. Be careful. Our key here is B. Please note, our key here is this one, is B, not C. I will complain to the panel about that. Then the unit vector parallel to the vector 3i's plus 4j's is, the unit vector parallel to the vector 3i's plus 4j is, a vector is parallel to another vector if it's a scalar multiple of that vector. If it's a scalar multiple, or if we multiply that vector by a number, it gives us the other one. So that is for parallelism. But the unit vector that is parallel to this is given by a over its magnitude. So this vector, the magnitude of this vector, that is 3 plus 4, 3 squared plus 4 squared is 25. The square root of that is 5. So the unit vector is 3 squared, that is 3i's plus 4j's divided by 5, and that will give us 3 over 5i's plus 4 over 5j's. Our key here is C. This one is anti-parallel to it. Anti-parallel is in terms of the sense or the direction, as they call it at ordinary level. So our key here is C. 43, from the figure, AB is small vector A and BC is a vector 3B. The vector AC in terms of A and B is, the vector AC will be equal to A to B plus B to C. So it will be equal to A plus 3B's now. And that just give us A plus 3B's. That's AC. A key is D. 44. The order of the matrix that is, the order of matrix given by number of rows by number of columns. So there are 2 rows here. 1, 2, and there are 3 columns. 1, 2, 3. The order of this matrix is 2 by 3. Our key is A. Don't forget to subscribe and to join us for live classes. Go to our blog and you'll see the time schedule for our classes. The time schedule for our quizzes and our exams, which are online and they are live. You can equally join us on Facebook Live on Sundays in the months of September or August to May. When exams start, we are no more online and we don't respond to students' queries. The 2 by 2 identity matrix for multiplication is, identity matrix has only ones on the leading diagonal and zeros elsewhere. Leading diagonal is this line like this. So identity matrix 2 by 2 identity matrix is the D. Is it 1 0 0 1? So we have D as our key. 46. The transformation matrix 2 1 2 3 maps the points 3 2 to the point Q prime with coordinates. So what we just have to do is we will pre-multiply this point Q by this matrix. That will give us 2 1 2 3 times 3 2. And to do matrix multiplication, we have this row times this column. So we have 2 times 3 plus 1 times 2. Again, this 2 times this 3 here plus this 1 times 2. That gives us 8. And now this row times this other column, 2 times 3 6 plus 3 times 2 6. 6 plus 6 12. So it's mapped onto the point 8 12, right? That's Q prime. 47. The mode of this distribution is, mode is the score with highest frequency. So these are the scores here. You have 6 7 that to 12. Which one has the highest frequency? These are the frequencies. The highest frequency here is 3. 8 has the highest frequency. So the mode is 8. The mode is not 3. Oh. This 3 tells us that the mode is 8. The mode always comes from where you have this x, not from f. F is telling us where the mode is. So our mode is 8, not 3. This 3 here is for a trap. Do not be a part-time student, otherwise you will not learn most of these things. 48. The median of the following data is, to get the median we first arrange in ascending order or descending order, and then we get the middle number. So we have this in order. We have 32, 36, 39, 42, 43, 46, and 47. Now there are 7 numbers altogether. There, if you take 3 to the left and 3 to the right, there is a number that is standing in between. When you look at 42, it has 3 numbers to the left and 3 to the right. Therefore, the median is this middle number. If they had even number of scores, then we'll take the average of the 2 middle numbers. But there is just one middle number here, so our median is 42. 49. Given the frequency distribution table below for scores of a group of students in the test, find the mean mark. When they give this in the form of a table like this, the mean mark is given by the summation of products divided by sum of frequency. So each score times its frequency, because 0 occurs 1, so you have 0 times 1 plus 1 times 3 plus 2 now times 7 plus 3 times 5. All this on the sum of frequency. The frequency are 1, 3, 7, and 5. But when you simplify all of that, guys, what does that give us in the calculators? 32 on 16, which is equal to what? 2. The mean mark is 2. And last but not the least question, from a well shuffled pack of cards, one card is drawn. The probability that it is a club is, now in mathematics, when you're considering a pack of cards, we don't consider that thing that people call joker. That card, if you don't know joker, is what people call tap 4. So we don't consider that one. And since there are 54 cards, and when you remove the 2 tap 4s, you are left now with what? You are now left with 52 playing cards. Of those 52 playing cards, we have 4 families of cards there. We have the heart. Heart is what some of you call red cocoa. We have the spades, black cocoa. We have the clubs. Some of you call it cassava, some of you call it granite. Those are the clubs. And we have the diamonds. Diamonds is what some of you call biscuit and some call square. So we have 13 from each of these families. 13, 13, 13. So the probability that the card is a club is, probability of a club is just the same like probability that is a cassava or probability that is a granite is. There are 13 granite now out of 32 playing cards. So 13 over 32, what does that give us? That gives us 1 on 4. So our key here is D. Guys, don't forget to subscribe and to leave your comments. Get to www.gcemathspanel.blogspot.com. You'll get past questions. You'll get past corrections there. Get to our classes online, GCE Math Panel online or .com, and you will join our live lessons. Every week we have lessons that we are teaching. So if you attend our lessons from August to May, you would have prepared completely for the GCE. Whether you are in Form 4 or Form 5, there is no problem. And it's the same with the other classes. Other subjects have also been added. GCE Math Panel is just not just maths, it is all the subjects now. Colleagues have come in from everywhere to amplify and fortify the system. So welcome, stay tuned, subscribe, share this video, solve these questions again, and be serious with all of your solvings. Don't start last hour preparation. We wish you the best and stay tuned. Bye bye.